I think this is not a bad move, though. Because what are you going to do? Just rip out the entire system and start new? I guess you could. But according to Tom Pelissero, after several days of discussion, a lot of deliberation there, man, at the bedside of Monty Miller, right? Is that where this conversation took place? Isn't that the character's name? Is that John Hamm's character's name? Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy remain open to moving forward together. And the sides are expected to open talks today on a new contract to keep him in Dallas. Now, that's basically saying, a lot without nailing it down, saying he's going to be the next head coach. But they're open to staying together, and they're going to start talks. They have till Tuesday. Because after that, then the Cowboys have no more leverage. So we'll find out how badly McCarthy wants to stay. I'm wondering if his team is kicking tires around the league, saying who would hire Mike. I mean, nobody, I would think, right, anywhere else has indicated this person is definitely getting their job at this point. Correct? You're also going to have to wait to see what Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, and the interesting thing that I've seen is the number of people who have asked for Steve Spagnuolo. That's one way to mess with the Chiefs. Is take that guy away or have him spend even a split second.
Distracted by an interview.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
And the Cowboys, as you know, have not made any of those moves. They've sat back. Well, everybody else, I mean, are the Bears, they put out a list of a baker's dozen number of people that they have gone and talked to. I don't know how many the Jets have talked to. It's got to be at least 24, right?
It's high.
It feels like
the Jets seem like they're ahead of everyone in terms of the number of people.
It makes sense since they were ahead of everyone in terms of firing their coach.
Right.
The reason why I bring all that up is twofold. One, this is exactly what the Cowboys don't want to do. Is that. Oh, God. All right, let's get a list of like 12, 15 people. Jerry's zooming a lot these days. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think he wants to zoom. I don't think he wants to sit there at the Star and have a whole bunch of people come in when he's got a guy that did win 12 games in 3 seasons back to back to back, and had a bunch of guys play hard for him after Dak went out this year. And deep down, he could basically say, if he does have that sense of self-awareness, he has a lot of fingerprints on this past 7 and 10 season. And so McCarthy coached an entire year with his staff, an entire year with no sense of their future. Can you imagine what that's like? Just think about it for a second. You're walking around in your town where you've lived for a while. Your spouse is happy there. Maybe your kids are happy there. And every single time you go there, I have no idea if I'm going to have this 5 months from now, 4 months from now, 3 months from now. And then you go to work and you try to compartmentalize that. That ain't easy. And they never quit. You could say that, right? TJ, they never quit. You never got the sense watching your Cowboys that they stopped playing for this guy.
Most definitely there were a few games where it seemed like the team quit.
You did really think so?
I mean, just look at
Okay.
I'm not saying they didn't quit on the seat, but yeah, I mean, look.
Okay.
The Detroit game, the New Orleans game. I mean.
Oh, well, but the New Orleans game and the Detroit game were played when Dak was healthy. So, So
you're saying in that sense.
So obviously that was a very disappointing start of the season, and you could maybe lay this on McCarthy, and that maybe I am using the fact that their quarterback got hurt as a way to forget about the first third of the season that caused a lot of people to think this was the end of the McCarthy era for sure. But when things really got particularly troublesome, they perform well. But the reason why I also bring up the list of all the other candidates is that if I'm a McCarthy representative, I'm calling all of those teams saying, if Mike was available, say starting next Tuesday,
Random.
Would you have him in? Would you be interested? How interested are you? Because that information informs how I talk to Jerry Jones.
Absolutely.
And again, this is just the latest example of if you wanted him and the hay was in the barn, why are we spending days, churning it up? And then we're open to moving together. And now we're going to start signing late. And maybe McCarthy gets more money from you than you were going to give. But it's his money.
It's a very Dallas thing to have.
That's what I'm saying. It just seems like the latest example of just waiting till the last minute. And we tell our kids all the time, don't wait till the last minute when you know you got to do this assignment.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's literally what we say to our kids all the time. And I don't mean to equate an 80-year-old man who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, to one of my kids, but it is wild that we're in this position again. It's a surprise that an NFL team would operate this way, but not when you're talking about this team.
I don't think we're surprised. Are we surprising?
I don't know, man.
It's like you were saying, like if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, like Beyonce said. Why are you waiting? It makes no sense, but it's the Cowboys way.
But as Stephen A. Smith said on What the Football with Susie and Amy, the offense hasn't been their problem. I mean, Kellen Moore had a top 5 rated offense, and this offense, when Dak is working, the offensive problem is a roster problem. Like, who other than CeeDee Lamb can you get? Like, Michael Gallup was the only other threat. Brandon Cooks, when he's healthy, can put a scare in you. The running back situation, we don't even have to go down the whole. Like, literally, the number of times we've mentioned Derrick Henry here, it's just enough.
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise that they get in this direction. And I know some Cowboys fans would love to see somebody else. Who is it? Because Belichick's already gone.
Yep. Pete Carroll.
Okay, really?
Interviewing for the Bears. He's out there.
Or do you just stay put, make one deal, and you're done? You're not zooming with anybody else, and you're certainly not looking for another general manager. We know that.
Trade for Mike Tomlin?
Look, I was completely under the pretense that he would be our coach next year. I didn't see a change happening. I don't see a change happening now. It's going to be the same thing next season.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.